Young Musicians Unite. Break it down for me, man.
So we're a nonprofit that provides free music education across Miami-Dade, grades 5 to 12. We work with inner city youth, and right now we're working with 5,000 students every single week across 40 schools.
Goodness, that doesn't sound easy, but it sounds gratifying, and it sounds like you're making a huge difference in our community. Being from Miami, I thank you for being such a badass and helping the kids out. This is amazing, man. I'm inspired by it.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
So how does one manage 5,000 people just like that?
A lot of trust, great teamwork, and vision. You know, we started off 11 years ago with just 8 students at the Young Men's Preparatory Academy in Wynwood. And, you know, we saw the students grow, and, you know, you fast forward now 11 years and, you know, we're talking about 5,000. We're actually talking about 7,500 in August, you know, so it's just school by school, community by community, student by student, and then just building your team. And it's just the growth in the last 3 years has been, you know, extraordinary.
What got you into this world? What got you started with this?
I'm a product of free music education. I had the most amazing mentors in my life growing up. I grew up in Miami Beach, so North Beach, Nautilus, and Miami Beach Senior High School, and all my teachers were there for 30 to 40 years. You know, it's a different world. So I'm someone who never had a private music lesson until I got to college, yet I learned so much. And when I was 27 years old, 2013, I realized that the programs that allowed me to become a musician, that allowed me to get full scholarships, that allowed me to travel the world, were not around anymore, or were on the edge of being cut. So I just started small. You know, I wanted to make sure that the kids like myself were able to get access and to have programs, you know. So started in 2013, started small, and I'm so happy to say that we now run the programs on the beach that I was actually a part of when I was a kid.
Did you have a big inspiration growing up? Maybe somebody that did something similar to this that you said, maybe I could do that. Maybe I could, make it bigger, make it better, make it grander.
Yeah. So Doug Burris founded the first high school rock ensemble in American history in 1972 at Miami Beach Senior High School. And he had MS, sadly, but even though he was in a wheelchair and couldn't physically walk around and teach us, he taught hundreds of kids guitar every week, and he taught rock and roll every week. And over his career of 42 years of teaching, you know, he taught thousands of students. So I saw that ensemble, the rock ensemble, perform at North Beach in Arts and Culture Day when I was a little kid. And that inspired me to pick up an instrument. And then when I got to Beach High, I got to work with him. And he was like a father to me and to many of us, you know. And he was that one person that when I graduated, I still hung out with him and visited him and played for him. And, you know, his opinion of myself and where I was in my life was really important to me. You know, I didn't have a father growing up, so he was like a father in so many ways. He passed away, sadly, 7 years ago. And, you know, I was able to take over the program, the Miami Beach Rock Ensemble, which was something that I was a part of as a kid. That's something that inspired me to pick up an instrument. And now full circle, I get to direct the ensemble, and we have funding from the city of Miami Beach, and we're all working together. But, you know, I remember taking over that role and walking in the classroom, and that's the first time, even though I was like 32 years old at the time, that I felt like a real adult. So,
It's so amazing to hear this type of story because I guess sometimes people don't realize how important role models are in our life, mentors. This guy inspired you in however many ways, and look what you're doing now. And God knows what all these thousands of kids that you're mentoring through everything that you're doing, directly or indirectly, who knows who they're going to become or who they're going to help in their own right, So pretty inspiring. And this is why we wanted to have you on, man. The second Tiffany brought it up to us, we're like, nah, Miami-Dade County, helping kids out, music, we're all about it. So I want to talk to you about your 11th annual Young Musicians Unite. Okay. Seems like it's going to be pretty badass. You're doing it at Mana Wynwood. Hell of a venue. Talk to me about that.
So our gala is a little bit different from the other galas out there. We have 5,000 students, but out of that, we'll have 150 of our top students, and they'll be performing all night. So we're talking about an event that's going to start off with Motown hits during the cocktail hour, super loungy vibe, and then when it goes into dinner, we're going to start having some jazz groups come out. And after dinner, we're going to kick it off with a huge 100-person drum line. We're talking about horns, dancers, everything from Miami Gardens, the Chiefs, to Miami Carroll City High School band. And then from there it goes into rock and roll and Motown hits. And then we end with an hour dance party. And the whole night is curated by students at a really high level of performance. And it's a really cool event. And the thing is, everyone comes and they dress up, and it's a dance party, and people are excited. So it's Motown themed this year, which is a little bit of disco, a little bit of funk, a little bit of Motown. We're gonna mix it all up.
I was gonna take the question there now. So the theme is Motown Gold. Any particular reason you chose this golden era of music to represent the gala?
So, last year we did disco, and it was just such a party, and it was such a hit. And I was just like, what's next, And I wanted to go back to the Supremes and some old school artists that with strong vocals and strong harmonies, and just to bring that back with our kids and have them educated on that. And for the older audience, it's just exciting for us to be able to do that together.
So Sammy, you mentioned jazz drumline, other performances. Which act are you most excited for attendees to experience?
They're all different. I'm excited for all of them. I can't put my finger on it, because
you can't have a favorite child.
You can't have a favorite child, but it's different energies for the different moments of the night,
Yes.
But I'm definitely excited for the dance party at the end of the night, because they're putting together, Undercover is going to be putting together a crazy mashup of 30 minutes of just probably 40 songs in 30 minutes. They're gonna do they're like a wedding band style, and these kids work really hard and have choreography and everything, so it's gonna be cool. Maybe Rock Ensemble's gonna crush it like always. You have Not Yet Published, which if you haven't heard of them, they're amazing, and Avalanche. So it's an extraordinary night, and I'm actually really pumped about it.
Yeah, I'm pumped for you, man. So we have some ambitious goals this year. We're trying to reach 150K for YMU.
No, $850,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, what will reaching that mark do for the students that your organization supports?
Awesome. Yeah. So our goal right now is to raise $850,000. And the goal for that is to go from 40 to 57 schools, and to go from 5,000 to 7,500 students every single week in Miami-Dade. We have these huge...
Sorry to interrupt. Yeah. 40 to 57 schools?
Yeah, we're going to go from 40 schools to 57 schools across Miami.
And these are schools you're partnered with, and that you have a satellite location in these schools, or they're specifically to your YMU?
To Young Musicians Unite. So the goal is we go into a school where the music program has been cut, or maybe they only have 1 or 2 classes, or a part-time teacher, and we come in and we revitalize the program and we bring it back. And our goal is to end up with a full-time music program at the school.
Wow, dude.
Yeah.
Fire, man.
Yeah. So we're doing a mega expansion in the South. So Homestead, South Dade, because you just have so many first generation undocumented people there. And there's a lot of lack of resources, because it's considered far, right? And we know that, if you look at a map from Miami Gardens all the way down to Homestead's far. So the biggest complaint we have is that you have overpopulation in school. You have all these students that want to pick up an instrument, that want to play, but we can't get teachers out there. So our big focus is we're doing a 16 school expansion just in South Dade and Homestead, and we're working with other nonprofits to make sure that we can work together with teachers and to pull together, so that way we have enough teachers for the students down there.
Proud of everything you guys are doing, man. That's insane. So listen, with technology where it's at today, it's playing a big role in music. How does Young Musicians Unite incorporate tech into its programs?
Cool. Good question. One, we have a recording studio here in Allapattah, and it's a multimedia arts studio. Any child can record there. They own the rights to their masters. We teach them how to do splits. They can't record until they do splits, so we teach them how to do that, which is an interesting
side.
Business side. And we don't take a penny. Some kids are making thousands, and some kids are getting pennies. So, but we don't take anything from them. It goes to their account. They get paid, but we teach them how to do that. So that's one front of what we do. So a child can't outgrow our programs. It's in school for all children. After school is for the kids that want to perform and be on stage, jazz, rock and roll, drumline, all these venues around, and to our recording studio, which we've already have over 120 original releases in the last year and a half of opening that studio. And then we have music production classes in about 12 of the 40 sites that we're at. So kids are working on iPads, they're working in Logic, they're making fire beats, and they're out there rapping and telling stories and poetry and doing their thing.
I'm deeply impacted by this, Sammy, because I embarked on a project about 6 years back called Take a Ride Miami. And it talks about all the violence and all the stuff that happens in our city that we don't tend to find out about. And it's people like you who make a direct impact in these communities for the positive. Is a person like you, it takes a person like you to care enough to go in here and say, no, we're going to make a difference. We're going to help these kids. We're going to change the trajectory of their life. And we're going to show them that there's another way. The premise of the film is that. And the fact that you're doing that within my city just makes me really proud of what you're doing and gives me hope that there's other people out there also trying to help out, because at the end of the day, we have a beautiful city, man. We're in a boom right now in our city when it comes to the arts. And it's very important that we set the stage for the generations behind us to be able to do a good job and for them to have a solid foundation. So I'm extremely impressed with what you guys are doing. Are there any new programs or initiatives on the horizon that you want to share that maybe we haven't talked about yet?
Yeah, so look, our program, first off, thank you. I appreciate that. Someone who's born and raised in Miami Beach and in Miami, I never left because I wanted to be part of that boom. I wanted to see the city grow. Yeah. And, I always saw musicians leave to New York and leave to California. I was like, why? Like, why aren't we here building the infrastructure so that way we can lead the way for the musicians coming up? So it's always been a big belief for me. Big projects, we do community by community projects. So it's not just a school by school. We want to make sure that when a kid picks up an instrument in 5th grade, it can continue till 12th grade. So we're closing up our project, meaning that it's in Little River and Brownsville. We'll be in all 12 schools in that neighborhood. So we'll be able to have a kid go from 5th to 12th grade. I'm going from 8 to 12 schools there. And then in Miami Gardens, we're in 13 schools. And now, like I said, in South Dade, we're excited for this expansion to be in all 16 schools across these 2 feeder patterns that we'll be working with.
Incredible, man. And to sum it up, if you could sum up Young Musicians Unite and its impact on in a student's life in a few words, what would it be?
We give students that place during the school day where they are able to expand on their curiosity and to be themselves and to truly find their voice, to develop friendships and to have that mentorship. People don't realize how important mentors are, but also how important it is during the school day to be able to express yourself. Going to school and being told that you're not good at math and you're not good at science, or you're going to get double math or double science, no one wants to hear that. It doesn't make you excited to go, right? So where's that creative outlet? So that's the thing that we're really doing. We do it through music, right? It's transformation. It's self-actualization through music education. We just figured out how to use music as a tool for that.